Second maintenance happening right now. I don't know why, but it's a perfect time for me to tell you about CERES, to let you know about my testing so far in PvE content and in PvP. PvP, we get that cool leader skill to give us increased speed over there in Arena and in Clan Wars. And whenever an ally attacks, she has a 50% chance to attack with them. I thought we'd be able to take her into a dungeon in PvE content with that leader skill, not get the speed component of it, but at least get a 50% chance to attack when our allies attack. And we don't, which really cuts her value to me in half. The rest of her skills don't seem that great either. So I'm going to show you a breakdown of her buff explosion that she does. All of her other abilities. We have 122% effect accuracy, 78% chance to crit, 58% critical damage. And I've got all of her relics leveled up to level 50. I just need to get the relic essence to take them from 51 to 60. They're actually rank 6. I just need that additional essence. That would add to our damage. There are other things we can do to add to our damage, of course, but we've got a lot of additional effect accuracy, plus 20% additional damage done when it's nighttime. So we've got 40% effect accuracy just from having a lot on our team. And she's going to do this move that hits 5 times, 115% attack plus 1.8% of effect accuracy. And it hit for like 32,000. We're going to do this again, slow motion. Lot's going to give us a buff. Now we've got 80% additional effect accuracy, 40% additional effect accuracy, and another 40% additional effect accuracy from Lot's passive down there. And then 20% additional damage. We've got all these buffs that she gives herself for 10% additional effect accuracy. And we did 36,000. Much love to all my supporters. Netmarble, Reset, all the supporters for the new season. You have to go back and reapply. Very soon we'll have the new supporter gift of 10 summons, 100 stamina, and 100,000 gold. I don't know how much additional attack I have, but it must be insane amount. We're just not doing a lot of damage on this hit. Maybe better gear. Maybe we need to up everything, but I can't believe that with 80%, 40%, 20% additional overall damage, all these little ones she has on her own to give her 10% additional effect accuracy, that we're only hitting for 36,000. I feel like that's pretty bad, although it's random targets. So not all those targets hit that one dragon with decreased defense. We still need to do more testing, but right now I'm just saying I'm not feeling it, and I'm going to show you her flame relic, and then I'll show you her in PvP. Passive 3, going through dungeons, is not going to do anything for us. It's just when you start the round. In PvP, this is going to help out with the pain connection debuffs, so that if we get debuffs in PvP, we flip them back to the person that cast them to us. Mirror image, which does damage back to the person that did damage to them. And then we have the twist of fate. The second passive, when you have 3 or more Peripateia, you remove them and then remove buffs from the enemy. If you have Chivalry 3 or 4, I've got all the way up to 4, you do buff explosion instead. So we'll see what that buff explosion damage is. Maybe it's great. Then her first passive, we get the Peripateia buff to get that 10% effect accuracy, and then we get Serpent's Favor resistance. So she's really not doing a lot for us at all in PvE content, even with all these additional buffs. 10% additional effect accuracy, 80% effect accuracy, all those 40%, we had that when we did that 36,000. Stage 10, Yasko Hague, he's got 3 buffs on him right now. Our second passive is off cooldown. We're going to do our skill 3 attack to do damage, and we're going to remove buffs. But because we have Chivalry 3 or 4, we're going to actually do buff explosion. Now we're going to miss all these attacks because he's got evasion on, and then here comes the buff explosion. Whoa, 1,656 buff explosion. So without that, like, who cares if you have that additional chivalry or not? That seems really weak off of 3 buffs. Here's the fire one. The flame relic seems to be hitting harder than the frost relic. The frost relic has a higher multiplier, but that flame relic on AoE to me seemed like it did more damage. And I went over and used the flame relic again, and for some reason, this low multiplier plus the 1.6 instead of the frost has the 1.8 multiplier. It just seemed better to do flame. We'll do more testing when we can get back inside the game. And then I brought her in her base relic, the storm relic. What is the storm relic going to do for us in PvE content if she's not able to attack after an ally attacks. Like if she doesn't have a 50% chance to attack after an ally attacks, what is she even doing here? What does she bring? A chance for her to get effect accuracy to increase the attack gauge of serpent favors. Her skill 2 can preserve somebody so they can't die. She can remove buffs. And that's really all she'll be doing in the Storm Relic in PvE content, because she can't do that additional attack, which is extremely sad. If I could use her as a leader skill, at least to do that, that would really make her so much better and not overpowered. Here you're going to see the leader skill and how it works. We did an attack. Now she's going to follow it up with a basic attack at a 50% chance. There it went. And then when she has enough of those buffs she puts on herself, that peripeteia, she's going to remove them and remove buffs. This is her basic Storm Relic because it doesn't do any damage on any of its moves. Only these follow-up attacks, which right there is a follow-up attack. Now, she did crit earlier on a follow-up attack for 9,000 on somebody. There's a lot of other things in PvP that she's very effective with. So she's going to be used in PvP. She'll be used for that leader skill alone. And then these follow-up attacks along with the buff we get on herself to remove a debuff when we get a debuff, to reflect debuffs back on the person, to remove buffs from the enemy. And then I hope her damage can be there as well. But right now, I just feel like she's really mid and you should hold off on going crazy summoning for her, is all I'm going to say. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Appreciate your time and your love and your support. Have a great day. Good luck on your summons, and you'll see some more videos soon.